Well, ladies and gentlemen, not for the first time, this stage of the evening, and I come to the podium, and genuinely, there doesn't seem to me to be any point in saying anything, because your winners have said it all given that English is not usually their first language, in a most articulate way, and in a way that really underlines everything that the Whitley Fund for Nature was ever set up to do. And it reflects, yes, it reflects a movement in 25 years. I remind you, that's also a quarter of a century. Kind of sounds older. But it reflects what has been learnt in that period of time. But it underlines the difference that individuals make who have the ability to motivate those around them to understand what those issues are and how to deal with them. And the core of what we recognize here is those individuals and their abilities to do exactly that. And many of those have been in very different areas. And I do honestly question how anybody can fall for a hammerhead shark quite that convincingly. But thank goodness somebody has. And we are very happy to support them to do that. And all of your work reflects areas which, frankly, most people would be scared of, to even begin to work in those areas. And I think I would underline that from this year in particular, that many of our award winners are bold in the sense of what they've taken on in a social and environmental aspect, but they're also extremely brave in the physical sense of the challenges that they face and the challenges they face in where they live and who will speak to them at the end of the day. And perhaps that also underlines another value of our funding through the Whitley Fund for Nature and the ability that all of you who contribute to it and did so spectacularly this year at the Natural History Museum, it underlines the value of independent funding that gives you a choice, gives you the strength to make decisions and do things which would be very, very difficult to do if it came through any other avenue. So maintaining that level of independence, I suspect, is what also adds hugely to the ability of our winners to make a real difference. And that, I hope you realize, is not even a backhanded, it's a full-fronted compliment to those who have supported Whitley since those very early days and seen it grow. I think the original award was 15,000. That's quite an improvement. And it's only been done thanks to the huge increase in supporters. And supporters who maintain a level of interest, not just in financial terms, but an interest in what is happening, what the winners are contributing to, and how they continue to make a difference wherever they've been in the world. Effective environmental leadership requires sustained commitment and sustained support. And this first 25 years, which we will also underline, has proven just how important that sustained support really is. I've had the opportunity of meeting some of their winners in their places of work, and others not yet, but I know the environment in which they work. I was in Madagascar last year. And believe you me, that independence of support and understanding for the conditions in which they live, as indeed our Gold Award winner suffers from in a slightly different way, really makes it possible to maintain the sort of work that you know needs to be done. The first time I went to Madagascar, there were quite a number of conservation programs on the go, but they didn't have the Whitley funding. It went through a serious downturn since then. I'm hoping that this structure of the awards and the award winner and those who can support her will change that for a country like Madagascar. but we recognise that every one of those winners is often working in less than ideal conditions. And your support is not just that financial support, it is about having the very presence and sheer weight of numbers support and understanding that will help them fulfill the roles that they've been talking about tonight. So it's been a huge pleasure to be part of this journey for only 20 years. As I say, coming here every year is a humbling experience, knowing just what has been achieved by our individual winners. But I must also underline what I think the team at the Whitley Fund has done in terms of not just giving the opportunity for our winners to put their projects forward, but the ability to judge, to collect such a wide range of individuals in so many different countries. And I hope that over 20 years, with now over 200 winners, that is also beginning to pay in terms of the ability to provide support network from real experience from previous winners. But the team here and their choices, their decisions, and the support that they build around them in order to give their winners the best possible chance to return home and really make what we can offer them in terms of awards pay in a much more focused way back home, which is where they need it. So I think there's a lot to celebrate over that 25 years and a lot to look forward to. Now, I know that getting that £1 million this year was a little out of the ordinary. It did hugely add to our ability to do the sort of levels of support that I think you all expect of us now. And I think it would be hopefully unacceptable to most of you to reduce that bar which we have raised. So hopefully you can see and you can hear from our winners that they do make extremely good use of the funds that you raise and the support that you offer, and that you would really want to be able to offer them certainly not less and possibly more in the future. So thank you.